What up, my man in society? It is your host with the most, Shadow Loke, back at you with another video. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys comment, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It does help my channel get into the algorithm. I would highly appreciate it. Now, what I wanted to talk about was something that I've been seeing, happen a lot on social media. When certain conversations get brought up, I see, people from both sides come and take their jabs, make their remarks. It's straight pettiness. It's funny. Understand that when I come on here, I'm not coming on here to insult nobody. And understand that when I come and I speak, I don't expect you guys to believe what I'm saying. It's to inspire you to go and actually research this yourself. You guys could go look it up yourself. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of documents and proof. I mean, actual proof. I mean, there's proof. I mean, it's not he said, she said, stories. No, there's actual proof that you could go educate yourself on. So this is not some stories I heard from watching a video on YouTube. No, there's actual proof. Okay, so it can't be debated. There's actual proof. Okay, it's the history. One of the flaws that America has, right, is that you get a lot of people, right, who talk about their culture, their roots, right, their homelands. They talk about brown pride and they talk about black power and they talk about how they love their culture and ethnicity and how they are always striving, for the betterment of the raza or the betterment of the the blacks and all that. But in all true reality, they don't educate themselves about their ethnicities. They don't educate themselves about their culture, their roots, about the actual, historia itself, right? Maybe they just get little bits of pieces here and there, whatever, benefits them, right, to push their ego movements. Right? Just whatever sounds good, is what they keep. Like one of the persons who I dislike, I'm not gonna lie, is one of them is Tariq Nasheed. Now, why do I dislike Tariq Nasheed? Tariq Nasheed is educated. He's educated, The thing is with him, I know he's educated and I know what he's doing and I know what he does. I know he knows his history about, individuals and the culture and stuff like that, but he leaves pieces out that are very important, and he leaves them out because he has an agenda. You know what I mean? Because if he mentions the whole entire story, it doesn't benefit his agenda, what he has in mind, right? Because you're always going to get more of a following if you spew hatred, right? If you make a certain group the enemy, right? It gives people where to home in their negative energy. You get a following and a fan base a lot faster like that, right? Hitler did it, and several other hatred and extremist groups use it, right? Even like the Taliban's and ISIS and etc. Right? So you have these groups that that spew these kind of things. Because they all have an agenda, right? I don't have an agenda. It's just here to educate and to now you guys go look it up yourself. When we're talking about black and brown, right? The raza. One thing that I hear people mention a lot, when the arguments are being made is, well, what has Mexico done for blacks, though? Y'all guys haven't done nothing for us. It's one of the things that Tariq Nasheed likes to, always throw out there. And I do see people repeating his narrative, right? What has Mexico done for blacks? Y'all haven't done nothing for us. Okay, in 1837, Mexico had made it for if any blacks who were trying to escape slavery, right? Who would try to escape to Mexico, as soon as they got to Mexico, they were free. And not only were they free, they were now a Mexican citizen. So they didn't have to worry about getting deported or nothing like that. They were free. Slavery was outlawed and banned from Mexico. and they were looking to help the blacks, right? Because the president of Mexico was black, right? Uh, Guerrero, right? Facts. These are facts. You can't argue with this. You could go educate. These are facts, bro. He was black Mexican, but he identified more as black than Mexican, right? Because Mexican was his father, but him and his father didn't have a good relationship, and so he related more with his mother, who was African. Anywho, right? So he made it, so anybody that landed there, so Mexicans would smuggle blacks from over here, from the United States to Mexico, right? People heard of the Underground Railroad, right? Harriet Tubman and all that, right? And led to Canada. It didn't only lead to Canada, and there wasn't only one Underground Railroad. There was several, right? And one of them was in Texas, right? Louisiana and Texas, right? And it led towards Mexico. This is not something I'm making up or something that go educate yourself. There's records, bro, proof of this, of what I'm saying. They were helping blacks get, and Mexicans were losing their lives. They were also getting killed, right? By, when they would get caught by the Americans, right? They were getting killed, which actually created a problem, right? So the governor of San Antonio had to step in and stuff like that, because it created now problems with the trades of goods, right? And because they were killing now the people that were coming in, with the goods, right? And then when they would go back, they would smuggle blacks over there, right? So they were now now the trade of goods was at a halt, right? Because people were getting killed, and now these didn't want to do business because they didn't trust them and stuff like that. So it became a big issue, right? Where they had to step in and money talks. So they had to make it for these fools would stop killing these people, right? But the whites didn't like that. The Mexicans were helping the blacks, right? So when people say, what did we do for blacks? We did a lot for blacks, bro. We opened our borders. We gave them, somewhere for them to escape and be free. You don't have to worry about somebody enslaving you. And all these people who went to Mexico, right? They ended up, building homes there, getting jobs, and stuff like that, right? They did a lot, right? One of the, that you see right there is Gaspar Yangues, right? He was an African, right? Who actually ended up becoming, moving on up in the Mexican military, right? He's somebody that's praised in Mexico. As a matter of fact, there's towns in Mexico that are named after him, with statues and everything, right? And he was black, right? And he helped us, he helped us against the French military, right? The French army, right? Most people don't know this, but when we were fighting the French, a lot of blacks were helping us in those wars, right? As a matter of fact, they would cross right there, the Rio Grande. The blacks were crossing the Rio Grande to help us fight the French off, who were they would see the French coming, so they would, blindside them. So they would help us, risking their lives. Why would the blacks do this? Because they seen Mexico as friends, because we were helping them come over here, and we had open borders. So they wanted to help us, right? Because we were helping them, right? They felt like, that it was only right. So, that's a fun fact that doesn't get talked about. A lot of this stuff is not taught to you guys in history classes. It's a damn shame. I mean, you do learn this when you take college courses, but as in like the overall, education system doesn't teach you that. Then again, it's to the saying of that's what happens when you have your enemy teaching you your history. And to make this clear, right? When we say the enemy, people get this confused, and I think why people need to clarify this. When we say the enemy, we do not mean whites. Whites are not the enemy. I hate that people say whites are the enemy. Whites are not the enemy. Who's the enemy? The establishment. The establishment. Not whites. It just happens that a lot of the establishment is Caucasian. But meaning just a certain group of individuals, not all the ethnicity. Just certain individuals who have a stupid way of thinking. So the establishment, not the whole ethnicity itself. Whites is not the villains here. The establishment is. So people need to make that clear because people on here, they, like I said, that's the problem with America. A lot of people don't educate themselves, right? They want to talk about how proud they are to be raza and Mexican and how proud they are to be black and black power, but they don't educate themselves on their culture, right? Because if you did, you would know that there's a good relationship between blacks and browns throughout our history, where people sacrificed a lot to help each other because we understood each other's pain. But what happens is that people get spoiled, right? Right? Because America, you have so much freedom that people become so sloppy and arrogant. And just because they hear someone who thinks they know what they're talking about ramble some shit that sounds like it makes sense, instead of people going and verifying it, they just believe what this person says. That's why me, when I come on here, I'm confident because you guys could go look this shit up yourself and see what I'm saying, right? Why I even put clips and stuff like that, and for people to go and educate themselves, bro. I don't come on here just thinking that I know all of this, or I'm fucking guessing, or just because I seen a video out there or something like that. No, as I educate myself on my cultura, because I am proud to be Mexican, right? And so when I hear people taking shots at my raza, or I hear people insulting blacks, if I truly don't know, right? Oh, what has Mexico have done for the blacks? If I truly don't know, like if I truly know that, oh, they haven't done, nothing. I want to educate myself first before I come and actually make that statement, right? Like Mexico has never done nothing for blacks. Before I make that statement, I want to make sure. I don't just come and talk just for the simple fact of talking. It's reckless. It's dumb. It's something people shouldn't do. If you truly don't know, then don't say that and try to pass it off as facts, bro. I hate liars. I hate lies. So Mexico has done a lot for blacks. And vice versa. Blacks have done a lot for Mexico too. Like I said, we're Gaspar Yangas and helping us, with our own battles, with the French and the Spanish. And it's funny because Tariq Nasheed, knows about Gaspar Yangas and he preaches and says his name a lot, but it's funny how he leaves all that other stuff out, huh? Because he doesn't want to make it seem like Mexican and black have a good relationship, because that goes against everything that he's always saying, right? About, these guys are always hating on us, trying to take our culture. It goes against his rhetoric, so that's why he leaves that part out, right? Because then people would be like, hey, well, they helped us right here, bro, and they did this, and now, his following, all of a sudden, he don't look so saucy, bro. You know what I mean? So he's got to have somewhere for these people to home in their hatred, so we can't have that positivity in the mix, bro. And see, he's educated. He knows how to manipulate. He knows what he does, bro. There's a lot of people on YouTube who come on here and manipulate, right? They talk about that they're for their movements and power and for the raza and for the blacks and for the betterment of the people. And when in bull crap, all it is yep, followed by a bunch of lies or shit that's irrelevant. That's not bettering your people and not educating them on their culture. Right? So then you have them right here arguing and talking about Mexicans are better. No, blacks are better. Oh, no, blacks always complain about this. And no, Mexicans are not complaining about that. And blah, 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 blah. When we had a good relationship, a good alliance, a good pact, a good understanding, right? But it's these people here in America who refuse to educate themselves on their fucking culture, who come and talk without knowing and spreading all of this shit. Spreading all this hatred and trying to pass it off as facts. When no, Mexico's first president was black. Blacks have been in Mexico since the beginning. And we have had a good relationship. That's why you have Mexicans that are light-skinned and Mexicans that are dark-skinned. Because Africans were always there, bro. Get what I'm saying? Educate yourself on your people, bro. That's why if you take a DNA test, it's a good chance you'll have black DNA in you. And you're going to be like, nah, this is impossible. This can't happen. But how? And would it be so bad? Fuck is a big deal. It's a fucking skin color, bro. Relax. Shit don't fucking give you no powers, bro. It don't make you smarter, faster, nothing like that, bro. It's just a different type of shade, bro. This is just a skin color. Nothing more, bro. Don't make you better. Don't make you, weaker. It don't make you nothing, bro. Fucking different type of shade, bro. That's all it is. Yeah, people over here always arguing and battling over the most dumbest shit, bro. It's ridiculous. So Mexicans have done stuff for blacks. And like I said, vice versa, bro. But you always have people that want to, claim that they know and try to pass it off as facts, bro. Like I said, spreading that hatred, bro. On both sides. Raza and blacks do it. Both. Because their pride and their egos get in the way. People refuse to be the bigger person. Why should I have to be the bigger person? Now he has to go first. No, he has to go first. That's the problem with both of our cultures. Our pride. Be the bigger person, bro. But see, people refuse to do that because I might look weak to everybody if I bow down first. You know what I mean? How old are you? That you're caring about the opinion of these fucking strangers or being called a name? So what if they call you weak? Are you weak? Why would that damage you or hurt you so much? How old are you, bro? What is this, what is this, 4th grade? No, your candy's gonna call me fat, or no, they're gonna call me dumb. Something a kid worries about, bro, not a fucking adult. So when I see on YouTube and people, throw these jokes and they want to make fun of the way you look or talk or whatever and all that, but it's like, how old are you, my guy? See, but people think that will hurt people's feelings because it would hurt their feelings, right? They don't like getting made fun of, or they wouldn't want to get made fun of, so they think that other people feel the same way as them if the same thing happens to them. So that's why they come on here and they call them names and everything like that, thinking that they'll be embarrassed or ashamed and stuff like that. Some of us are fucking adults, bro, that know who we are, and none of this shit. Grow up, bro. But yeah, that's a rant and a little bit of history. Don't have to take my word for it. You can go educate yourself on the subject, bro. I highly encourage it. I recommend those books that you've seen on there. They're really good. I haven't read all of them. I just read 3 of them, but they're really good. And just educate yourself on topics, in your cultura. It's, if that's what you're talking about, if you're talking about brown pride or black power or how proud you are to be of your ethnicity, bro, then educate yourself on it, bro. Education is always key. The establishment and people on top, they fear us being educated, bro, because when you're educated, you can no longer trick these individuals. Your mind, your brain is the greatest weapon in this planet, bro. And they know that. They fear us being intelligent because when we are educated and we apply ourselves, we can do anything we want, bro. And no obstacle is too big, to stop us. We have the power. So educate yourself, bro. Very important. I'm just saying, Shadow, we up.